and you become one with the God that's inside of you, like you're just in control of your entire life. Like you feel like you're the universe.
Yeah.
Like
right. So that's kind of like what God is.
Things,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
you
You're the
don't
universe.
need anyone to make you happy. You don't need anyone to make you feel good. You don't need like, it's just knowing that you are all.
We went to LA and we created the product shots.
We really created the
inventory.
foundation there.
Yeah. This is a photo shoot that we did in Beverly Hills. It was an amazing photo shoot to start off the image of the company. And those photos was like a foundation of creating the website. What is going on, guys? My name is Neil.
My name is Danielle.
And we are the owners of DNS Wear.
Yes.
And this is our first podcast that we've been talking about it forever.
Yeah.
And we're finally doing it. And I think this time is official.
Yes.
Yes.
It's right timing. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Everything has a timing, and I think it's happening naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a production person, and I love the setup that we have now. It's official. Yes.
It looks so pretty. Like glam, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Awesome.
So, how shall we get started?
I think our followers and the people that are following DNS Wear, I think they need to kind of understand our background and where we come from, what DNS is about, and kind of just an overall caption about like our background, you know.
So would
and
you
the
like
foundation
to go first?
I wrote a few things that we should talk about, right? So I know that I mentioned talking about our background first, right?
Okay.
So you could start, ladies first. Goddesses first.
Okay, so basically, I guess it really started when I met Neil. I started modeling in 2018, and how I began modeling was through signing up or submitting through Neil Drew Agency to become a model. And after that, I think we just started connecting, and I think the time of my life I was kind of ready to move out of my mom's house and really just start a new life at 18. And so after I started modeling, probably like the first few months, you mentioned about renting out a room in this studio.
Yes.
And immediately the week of he told me that, I moved out and I moved in, and that's where my modeling really took off.
So, but you do have background in working in other boutiques, though. You were modeling a little bit with the company you were working with.
Yeah, a little bit. I worked at a boutique before moving in, and I started modeling for their website. So I got my feet wet, but I feel like it was like super official when I submitted to the agency.
Yeah, 100%. I think
it's crazy because my assistant manager at the time, Ashley Renee, she was a stylist for you, and she told me to submit, and that's how it really started. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we did the interview in the RV of Neil Drew Agency, and we were in the middle of a photo shoot, and it was pretty.
Iman, I remember.
Yes, it was pretty official of how we actually had like scouting in person and stuff, and I think we went and signed you in and started your portfolio shoots. I remember that. Yeah. I remember the first photo shoots that we had.
Yeah.
Some black and white pictures. I remember like we could show the photos that we did.
That was a test shoot, the black and white.
Oh yeah, it was.
Are we gonna like?
We could showcase the portfolio that we did first.
Oh my goodness, baby.
So
baby me.
So I'm an individual that has the background of like creating imaging and photos and creating the branding image. And when she came into the model agency, I began to get inspirations of how to create her portfolio, and I think that's how you begin to evolve, because I think you also working with a specialized photographer that shoots models. They're able to bring out more in you, or it's a team effort. You got to meet halfway and with the photographer, And I think me shooting with you and side by side, you begin to evolve and just come out of your cocoon.
Yeah, I definitely remember getting my feet wet, even in high school too. My teacher was a photographer. He shot me, Mr. Ogle, and it was just like I was just like playing around because I felt like a lot of people were telling me, "Oh, you should model." Even my mom, like, you should be an express model, but I never like really took it in. I don't know.
So
I
what
don't
made you
know.
want to sign up with the model with Neil Ju Agency?
I think I was just like, let me just see what happens. If
Kind
I
of
do.
just free flowing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we actually we went out for a night scene as well with the model agencies, right?
Oh my goodness.
And then we connected, and we I think that were you already living in the House of New Studio?
No, because I remember when I was, when we started going out, I remember telling my mom, like, "Mom, please, I really want to go out with like the models and this and that." Like, I had to ask.
Was
her
your
for
first time going
permission.
out in the night scene?
Yeah, the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like,
yes, I
kissing her
remember.
neck.
No, I remember she was screaming like I think we were gathered in the makeup room, and you screamed like you screamed so loud, high pitch. I was like, you were super excited.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty cute because it's like you're releasing your excitement, in a very like fun way,
And I felt like that feeling of excitement, I never fully got to express it, being under my mom's roof in that way. Like, it was just like a different feeling. Like, it was like a fire in me, just like, like ready to burst.
Yeah. That's how I felt. It felt like just full of excitement, and it felt like
I
it
was so excited.
your excitement was very, I guess, like genuine to where it felt like just really natural. You weren't trying, you were just expressing naturally, And then we did photo shoots for lingerie as well too, as you begin to develop your modeling talent. This is where we can actually get into actually like how we started the business, or we came up with the idea, right? We came up with the idea in the House of Neil Studio.
Well, I think you saw me struggle trying to find a job, like just another job. I think when I first moved into the studio, I was still working at an office supply company, and then a call center, just like different things. But I didn't feel fulfilled, and so I was on the hunt to find a job. And I think Neil, he would catch me a few times on Indeed.com, like
I think
applying for jobs.
I think I walked by the room and I saw you on the computer, and you looked like you were on a mission.
Yeah.
You look like you're on a mission, and I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do. And I did
Well,
see.
you know why? Because coming out of my mom's house, I never had to pay rent. I mean, I had to pay like my own bills, like my car, and
It was like
taking care of myself, but not like an actual like rent.
yeah.
And I wanted to live here, like the drive, like this was like my place to be, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make fucking money to live here.
Yeah.
So that's part.
Yeah,
of
you
why
definitely
saw
had
me.
the boldness and the spirit to make a change for sure, and that stood out to me as well too.
Yeah.
When you when you put yourself out there to where you were not like kind of like afraid, but you were like showing the will. That's when I was like, okay, I see this. I see your will, your spirit, and I honor that. And I think that's when I begin to talk to you about what if we started a company together,
Yeah, I think you were like trying to figure out a way that I could make money, but also work together too.
Yes.
know?
Yeah, part of my background is that I help entrepreneurs or business owners create their business. And I have experience of that through New Jew Productions. And with Danielle, I saw that this is actually an opportunity for us to create a brand. Since you were great with modeling, at that time you were still evolving, but you were still good. And you were good in doing lingerie, and you were kind of expressing your body as well too. And I've always had a passion for like the production of like high end like lingerie imaging with like Victoria's Secret and stuff like that. And I saw that we could actually create something together and you could quit your job and transition to this. So it was I remember we were like, it was like bowling in the back end. We're creating a
Well,
logo,
you were-
we're like stuff like that.
Well, before that, you were also trying to make me work with Nyoju Productions too, like do the newsletters and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And I was like, I remember feeling a lot of pressure because I never had experience in doing those things, and you were like, just do this, and I'm like, oh my god, like you're kind of putting me in like
Yeah.
a deep ocean.
Yeah,
you know?
it was not your element.
So I think even after trying to figure that out, but it wasn't really happening with me working with Nyoju Productions, so then we kind of like shifted to like other things too, you know?
Yeah, it was just like a test and trial, like to see like how I could actually have you doing, but we had to create something brand new, you know?
Yeah.
And we started the idea in the House of Nyoju studio.
In
But-
this room.
Yes, and then we created the company in Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
right? We were in an RV. We were creating the
Well, first we went to the trade show. We went
Yeah.
to a trade show,
Yes.
a lingerie trade show, to really get in the
Exposed to-
world of it. Yeah.
yeah,
And
we get
that opened
inspiration.
our eyes. It led us to suppliers as well. And,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
the inspiration that started.
yeah.
And
And then after that, we went to LA.
yeah, we went to LA and we created the product shots.
We really created the
Inventory.
foundation there,
Yeah, we definitely
like
did.
the image and the branding there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I actually was designing the website in the RV.
I
On
think
the
you were.
laptop.
I remember.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool right there
Yeah.
to do that. You know?
I literally remember you sitting there on that chair.
Mm.
Like I could like go back to that moment.
Yeah, I love our website. Our website is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Everybody that sees it, they love it as well too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's good to be proud about your business image and represent. You know,
Mm-hmm.
represents.
Yeah. So that's how it started.
Yes. And what does DNS stand for?
My name.
Yes, it's her
Danielle
initials, yes.
Nicole Sanchez.
And one thing that I realized is that like models that are partnership with agencies, I think a long-term goal for it is to create also brands through the models. I think that is very effective because the models are representing their own brand, you know?
Yeah.
And it fits. There's models out there that are doing that already, like top models, like in the industry from like, you know, back in the days. I do see that it's like a music artist that creates their own makeup line. It's like that. It's like you create your own branding image and you are the business, you know? Yeah. So you definitely have been representing true to the game.
Yeah. And I believe you will like start brands with other people as well as like, you know, there's a time for everything, but
Yeah, I mean,
you see that
I'm
part
already
too.
yeah with Nyoju Productions. We already work with other entrepreneurs that do it, but specifically
I'm talking about
models.
models, yeah.
Yeah, specifically models. I really have to actually have a relationship with them to understand who they are, and plus, owning a business is not for everyone. To be honest, you have to be mentally prepared for it because it is like a baby, and you have to feed the baby for it to grow maturely. You know.
Well, I wouldn't say that I was like fully prepared.
You have background with working the boutique though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still like growing as time goes on.
But you
know?
but you got to be a hard worker though. You're a hard worker.
Yeah.
You're dedicated. You're passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? And what you do, you put love into it. And I believe there's a truth in that too. When you wherever you at, if you put your heart into it, you'll always grow from there. You know? Yeah. Very very awesome.
What else? What we asked?
So okay, what does it mean to be a goddess? It could be so many expressions of definitions
Well,
of
also
that.
I think what DNS represents, like the mission, like the message of the brand too.
What is a goddess, first of all, and then we could talk about the mission of, or they're kind of together in the same too.
I don't know if there's like a actual definition.
Okay, describe.
Of a
So,
goddess.
okay, I could tell you one thing about I could say a lot of things about
Yeah.
being as goddess, or just goddess overall is her in her own element is more in tune with like knowing that she is carrying the power and the source in her.
Yeah.
And that she is not dependent on something externally, but more in tune with herself.
Yeah.
Right?
It's truly knowing that God is inside of you.
Yes.
Like, and God, whatever meaning you have behind that, it's like God is just powerful. And knowing that God is inside of you and you carry that power. Like,
Yes.
like everything God is, you are,
Right.
It's just really knowing that you're the source, I think.
Yes. And when we say about knowing the source is that it's more like understanding that you have the power in you and that you're in control, and the confidence and like the self-identity of knowing who you are, that is a goddess right there, right?
Yeah.
Who's representing her true self, her true image, getting down to business, embracing her amazing body, embracing her image, not afraid to be bold and step out and not be ashamed, but realizing that, even like being sexy, being confident is an attribute of a goddess, Yeah.
I think it's really like just removing the outside. Like, I feel like when you remove the outside
Influence.
all the influence, and you become one with the God that's inside of you, like you're just in control of your entire life. Like you feel like you're the universe.
Yeah.
Like,
right. So that's kind of like
you have
what
all
God is.
things,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
You
You're
don't
the universe.
need anyone to make you happy. You don't need anyone to make you feel good. You don't need like, it's just knowing that you are all already.
Yes. Yes. And DNS pieces are after goddesses or titles, names that describe like just the glory of the goddess in you,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful.
I think there's like so many things that a goddess could be. It's just like really like summing it up is like.
And the thing with that is also with the photography that I shoot with the DNS. Also, when I'm shooting you or the model that's wearing DNS wear, I'm shooting like I'm shooting the goddess, right? To where like I'm seeing the beauty, like I'm the glory, or I'm just kind of like shining the light on them, to where like I'm trying to bring out that light in them, right? And let them shine, And I do know that it's a true experience because models that we work with in DNS where they feel amazing, they feel glorious, they feel alive, they feel good, they feel sexy. They just feel the fullness of life in them just coming out, Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
Amazing.
It's really like seeing the God in the female.
Yes. Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, I don't know exactly what goes on in the world, but like female, I don't know. There's just like this idea of female that is below God or like below something, or like below man, or I don't know, that idea.
Yeah. It's because God is mentioned as a he a lot. Right. And that's the reason why. But you think about the word she, S-H-E, it has he in it too, so it's all one and the same.
Yeah.
It's not no separation. We're all one in the same,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, what is that message? When like you don't see male or female, you just see like the spirit inside of them.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You see the one in you. You appreciate the spirit in you,
Yeah. And I want to say also that, don't get me wrong, like I feel like I'm still, what's the word? Not growing into a goddess, but really like still discovering the goddess in me. And
yeah, it's a journey.
It's a journey. Yeah. Like I feel like every day I discover something new about myself, or just more knowledge of how powerful I am. And it's just like a growth,
Yeah, I think you
I mean,
are.
I feel like I could even see in my modeling too. Like at the beginning of my modeling, I didn't know about the God inside of me, and you taught me that. Like I was
Yes.
always taught that God is outside of me,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I was like looking up at the sky or like praising, or I don't know, or like even if it's raining, the angels are crying, or like I don't
Separation.
know.
It's
Yeah,
seeing
a lot of
separation.
separation.
Yes.
And you know, after obviously like when Neil and I are connected, we always have these like really deep talks, and you teach me. He teaches me about the spirit of life, and
Spirit of God,
yeah,
the source, the
same
power
thing,
that
yeah.
lives inside of you.
And I think my modeling definitely shows that, and I think other
Yes.
people could see that too, but they
Yeah,
probably
100%.
don't fully
Understand what's going on.
understand. Yeah.
It's like, what is going on, Danielle? It's amazing.
Like I could look into like I don't know the camera so deeply because I just know.
You know yourself,
God
right?
inside
Right.
of
You know
me,
yourself.
yeah.
And even with the trip that you went to Jamaica, like the people that were working with you, they were amazed. They were speaking highly about you. And it's a true testimony about like knowing thyself and modeling and presenting and just embracing your image. It all is connected together 100%. You know, so
Yeah. It's a journey, but that's what we represent.
yes, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been very patient with me, and I love you.
I love you as well too. Love is patient, you know? And
And unconditional, too.
mhm.
That's something I'm definitely been learning too about unconditional love and
Man, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
even unconditional love to yourself.
yeah.
Apart from
And
even
knowing
love,
also you're eternal. Like there's just so many things like
so many things we actually could talk about.
yeah. It's a
It's
lot.
so many amazing things, but I
But
think
if-
this
yeah.
this gives a good foundation established about who's behind DNS Where, and kind of a little bit about our message, about what DNS is about. You know, the lifestyle of it, embracing your amazing body, embracing the goddess spirit in you, feeling good, feeling alive, feeling sexy, being armored with the glorious DNS pieces.
Yeah.
Like it goes hand in hand, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. What about our mission for the company? I feel like it's still like it's not specific, but we could feel the energy and the spirit. I know it's about the goddesses in the world, right? Like awakening the female to realize that she is a gift from God, and she holds in and possesses the power that lives inside of her, and that she should never walk in shame, but feel confident and feel empowered about who she really is, you know? I think that's kind of like the message and the mission to DNS. And with the branding, I think a lot will come through that, even with, I don't know, like charity and like giving back and stuff. It's still an idea, right?
I think right now, I feel like you and I are like truly becoming one with DNS and the message and the mission.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And once we're like fully there or like ready, I feel like then we will like
Yeah.
expand that.
Right. The business is a
area.
projection of ourselves,
But
right?
we've also had a lot of visions too of like the possibilities or like
Things that
that will happen, you know, and they're huge things,
Yeah.
which I don't know if
For
I'm ready to talk about,
Yeah.
but it's definitely like
a lot of things go behind the scenes for sure, 100% with DNS Where. But we believe that DNS holds the power to transform from the inside out, because I've seen that for sure, you know, on
Yeah.
set for sure, you know. So
And with us also, it's like we don't want to be influenced from the outside to like rush something or like
yeah,
rush the mission. Like we truly want to be led from our spirit, like from the inside, and
Yeah.
nothing
Intuition.
outside. Like everything with DNS, it has happened through like a message from the inside world, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's never been something where we like compare companies or like
It's spirit-led. That's what it is. It's spirit-led.
spirit-led. Yeah.
Inspirational from inside out. That we're being
Yeah.
led by doing this, and that we are building a foundation for a global brand. That's what it is, you know? Like, and it starts from
And for it
us.
to be eternal, I feel like we have to have the foundation like strong.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. If it's
We
gonna
can't
be
like skip some steps and like jump right into something that we're actually not ready for, or
it has to be
it's not the right
strongly
timing.
established for sure.
yeah.
And it's a journey, and I think I see it as evolving, you know. Yeah, so it's amazing experience so far to see where DNS where it
Oh,
is at.
also, even child spirit. Like, I feel like that's a huge part of me,
Yes.
too. Like, that's even like a goddess, too. It's like not a goddess that is like very egoistic or like it's really becoming like a child again. And like a child doesn't have any knowledge of like evil, you know?
I
It's
see it.
only good and like God knowledge.
Yeah.
And with me, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen my child spirit. It's like that's like my state of being. You know, I don't like to be like this professional like person or like I don't know. It's just
You carry the
it's just,
childlike
the
spirits,
child, you
and
know?
I think about children who run around naked, having fun, just like running around
Yeah,
free.
she's so free.
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
a child feels like they could be anything, like a superhero or like
Yeah, a
they
goddess.
would be Spider-Man or
No, they
goddess,
feel- they feel
whatever, Wonder
superhero-
Woman. You
yeah.
know, it's like it's just.
That's a power right there, 100%. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that's a great
So that's
way
another
to
thing, too.
another side of DNS goddesses.
Yeah.
Is
And you also carry the child spirit. It's not just me. We connect also in that child spirit, you know?
yeah, it has to do with self projection, and I think also as me as a individual of a person that has evolved through certain experiences with my background. It's just really coming to know yourself and seeing the light in you, and with that power, you're able to see the light in others as well too, you know, and shine the light into others as well too, you know. So that's kind of like the hope, you know, the faith and the kind of like the mission as well, you know.
Yeah. It's like a big old
Explosion
feast. of
explosion
goodness.
in a volcano and just erupt and come out. Yeah. So
I hope this kind of gives a good insight of who we are, because I think this is good so you guys could really know what DNS is about. I think, you know, I don't think our Instagram or like what we post really, I mean, it does in a sense, but like the true message, you know, I think these podcasts would be really good to like.
you feeling
talk
it?
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. of
Awesome.
course.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like what we've talked about, we haven't really talked about on our Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. So I think this kind of gives out a good
And also, people
information.
need to see you too. I feel like people just see me, and like I never want to take full credit for DNS for. Like even somebody asked me yesterday. They were like, "You do everything for DNS?" I'm like, "No." Neil and I, we both do different parts of the business. You know, like I like to make that very clear because I never want to take full credit for what we have created. You know?
Right.
And
well, I'm
would
in the
want-
back end, also in the production as well too.
Yeah.
But I think you're talking about me stepping out more into wearing lingerie.
No, just like showing who you are and what you represent and the spirituality, like all of
yeah.
that is what DNS is, you know. And
100%. Yeah.
I've evolved through your knowledge, and so your knowledge needs to be spoken
Yeah.
out too, because you know.
I think these
it'd be good.
podcasts will be actually great for that too.
Yeah.
To share the goddess message and to embrace your image and see it as amazing and glorious as it should be, you know? Yeah. This might even change me too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking about also this DNS image that I'm looking at right now. This DNS image right here was taken in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills. This was the first photo shoot that we did. And
Yep.
it was an amazing photo shoot to start off the image of the company, of what we're about. and we could showcase these images. But this is a photo shoot that we did in Beverly Hills. And we just rented out Airbnb literally, and we just did a photo shoot literally 1 hour in and out. It was done, you know? And those photos was like a foundation of creating the website,
really
like literally. Like I still love these images. I still love using them for like marketing and ads and stuff like that. I just feel like it's like the birth of it, you know? And it's like these images look eternal. They look like they can never get old. I'm looking at them, you know? That's how I look at it. It's very special.
It is.
All right, so guys, stay tuned and subscribe if you definitely want to, and comment too as well if you want more of this
Let us
type of
know what you think
Dina's
about
Goddess
this.
podcast. There's so many different things we could talk about, you know? Yeah, so stay tuned.